Any second now. And you live.
Hello, I am Desi Ekstein, and we are at the Vertical Space stage at the Palm Springs Drone Festival. And I have the pleasure of talking with Sam. And Sam, tell us a little more about yourself, tell us your name, and share with everyone about the industry.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sam Scully. I have retitled myself as the dronist. I am in Los Angeles, California / Hollywood. And I have been a drone pilot for literally 4 years and 2 months.
Wow. Right? So, wow. So what got you started in the industry?
Well, as I say, you know, when you go to Vegas, you're not supposed to tell. So
Okay.
I went to Vegas maybe in 2019, like I always do. But this time I was at a drone conference and I met some guy named Skip. And I was really impressed with his seminars. And I also met this wonderful lady named Sharon Rossman. Her and the ladies were there because there weren't many women at the drone conferences. And I didn't really understand what they were talking about, other than I knew my nephews had gotten a drone license back in 2017. And anyway, after going to that event, meeting Sharon and meeting the ladies and meeting Skip, I decided to go to a drone demo in Santa Monica Mountains. And this was right around the time, right before Kobe died. We were up there on a Thursday, and I think Kobe passed like the following couple of days. But I went up there with the sheriff, the police departments, and there were, of course, no women. And they had this huge drone, and they let me fly it. It was as big as the stage. And I enjoyed it. So after experiencing that, I decided I wanted to connect with Sharon's group, Women in Drones. And they kind of provided me some leadership on, well, actually, they provided me leadership, but I never knew I wanted to get a drone pilot's license. I just knew I wanted to hang out with them because they were cool and they were ladies and they were doing stuff that, you know, the guys were doing. And but from being on the calls, that's when I think Healthy Connect started. And, you know, you got these really smart people on these calls, and I didn't want to be dumb in public. So, because I was kind of what a payload is, you know, I didn't know any of those things. And then I was like, you know, why don't you just buy a drone? So like many people have said, I bought an inexpensive drone, didn't know what I was doing. And then next thing you know, I started taking classes. And just to shorten the story, I started taking classes about our first real drone, a DJI ARS-2, which I still have. And I started flying, took the test. And I've basically been trying to infiltrate into the market, like since 2019, 20.
So when you say you're trying to get into the market and things, you've actually gotten yourself in. You are so successful, and I see your posts everywhere. You show up at all these events that we're doing and everything. And so tell us a little bit about the journey of using your drone, where you're going.
As one of the other speakers said, Michaela, it's about showing up. So learning about drone conferences, learning about drone soccer, which kind of pushed me over the limit. I heard about drone soccer on a call, maybe again in 2021, and got a couple of the ladies together and say, hey, do you all want to try to do drone soccer, and let's bring it to the schools. And so not really knowing what I was doing, not having a real business plan, I would go to the schools and I would wear the drone soccer ball around my neck, like what was the rapper? And he would wear the clock, like play. I would wear the drone soccer around my neck, and I would turn on the lights, and everybody would go Google and Gaga. And so I would have to say, drone soccer opened doors for me. You know, I met Karen Bass in Los Angeles, and many other people. And once they see drone soccer, I just say they kind of find me sexy. They want to have a conversation with me. They're like, oh, I don't know drones do this. But with drone soccer, it opens the door to get them to kind of soften up about what we're doing when we're using drones. And when they see the fun side, I look at, you know, let me bring it into the education. But my real love is construction. My parents worked in construction. My brother is, well, I think he's an aerospace mechanical engineer. And always, building shuttles or things that fly. And so I thought it was natural for me to continue in the construction area because I love construction. Because I don't know, I just like building things, even though I've never used the forklift. So I thought about using my drone in that capacity where I could go on site, do progressive shots, and as well as, build things in their building. And lately I've been working in Pacific Palisades on fires. So I'm a member of the American Legion, and they volunteered the drone pilots to the fire victims to basically take a picture of their house, doing an aerial view, and also a couple of photos. So doing that, it puts my name out there. So I was trying, puts my name out there, and I decided since we also had fires in Eaton, which is Pasadena / Altadena. So I built my own flyer to offer the homeowners drone services, and I started going to meetups to get other drone pilots because I can't do it all by myself. So I'll connect with other drone pilots, and they will volunteer to come up with me. And so for the homeowners who signed up, because we want their permission, we don't want to be droning, when they're devastated without their permission. And so we've been going out getting doing shots. But my point is, it got me a gig. So I got one of my first gigs yesterday doing our reservoirs. And so I just really try to immerse myself in the area of construction. What I realized is that, yes, I love drones. Yes, I love going to the drone workshops and the drone conferences, but maybe I need to kind of spend with myself more in the construction area, which is why I recently also joined another organization called National Association of Minority Contractors. And that puts me in front of the big construction companies, such as Casta, which again, they hired me to do drone software about 2 weeks ago. And so it's been working, yeah. Yeah, drone software opening doors.
In ways you just don't even think about when you're starting out and thinking, wow, okay, this is fun. Wow, it's opening doors too.
Exactly. Because I'm a promoter of STEM. I love STEM, yes.
It's fun. You've actually done several events. You'll bring in different worlds and just try to educate and explain stuff like that. Tell us a little bit about some of the events that you've done.
But some of those events, again, it's still based around STEM, and some of them where they're girls programs. Like I have one coming up, I think April 4th, with John Lewis. She's building a show called A Different World. And so they say, Sam, will you come down and show young ladies how to do drones? So I'm not gonna take the drone soccer unit. I'm gonna take my little tent that I have. And we're gonna fly my Tello drones that have been donated to me by many of some of the partners that Women in Drones work with, drone cadets. Tim Martin, not Tim Martin, but Tim Lewis, Ingram. Some of the people who have donated drone supplies to me, I use those drone supplies and books. You have donated books to me. Sharon have donated books, Dr. LaQuada. Lots of people have donated supplies when I go to shows. This is the stuff, you know how we get all the swag, but this is the stuff that when I'm doing a drone event, I make sure they have a little swag, because I know as a person, you like swag, and just having a sticker on your luggage or on the back of your car, just makes you feel like you belong. And so I like to share the swag, but I also like to share the technology, the safety. So as a student in my class, everybody has to pull out their phone, because most people have them, and they have to take the trust.
Oh, perfect. Wow, great place to
They take the trust, because I want them to understand airspace, but I really want them to understand safety. And that it's not like, because they're like, how fast can I go? I'm like, no, it's not about going fast.
That's a good place to start, right?
Right.
So, and then you mentioned LaQuada, she's been a rock star in the industry.
Yes.
And, offering some of the products for doing a lot of STEM work.
Yes. I will actually be looking into a drones. Some of the drones I have are the Tello drones, which are DJI, and they're not being supported anymore. So I need to up my game, because I see you have some drones over there. And you tell me that they light up. That's the big thing about, you know, when the drone started wearing around my neck, when it lights up, that's what got the people. And so with the drones, I do want a drone that lights up because just like we had the light show last night, I love light shows. I don't know about you all, and I love anything that lights up. And so I think with that type of drone, and also, you know, training them the basics and seeing the light part of it, you know, will probably be hopefully induce them. I'm like, oh, I want one. Oh, I want to know more.
Yeah, right. They see the lights, it's like a shutting off.
Exactly. And they can get off their phone.
Right,
They can get off their phone for a few minutes.
yeah. Well, you got amazing things happening. Moving forward, I know you want to do the construction and things like that. What else is on your program?
So the next thing on my horizon is a challenging one. I'm building a class for National Association of Women in Construction. So I got this bright idea. Let's go downtown to USC and grow George Lucas Museum, the guy who makes Star Wars. So we have a new museum. It doesn't open up until 2026, but it's built and it looks like a space shuttle or a space island or something like that. So I'm now trying to work with George Lucas